This is easy. I've got to taste this. This looks wonderful. This looks great.
Well, isn't that fancy?
Honey, that's so good.
Hi, and welcome to Community Cooking. I'm Tana Taylor, your host, and we have a special guest with us here today. It's Mary Temple, who actually works at the city, and her granddaughter, Kara. So it's so good to have you guys on this show today.
Thank you.
And I like your matching aprons, Kara. Those are really cute, very cute. Well, no, Mary, you are a special bread maker, right?
I've made bread for about 4 years.
Oh, wow. Now, you're going to be sharing that with us today. And what exactly are you going to be making?
Well, I'm going to be making my sister's bang and knead bread. You actually knead it and you bang it on the counter, so it's fun to make. And it's called Carol's Bang and Knead. Yeah, you can. But it's very easy to make, and it's pretty foolproof. And I hope to show everybody how to make it so it turns out.
Well, I'm glad we're doing this because I'm not a good bread maker at all. And I've always wanted to really learn how to make bread. So I'm going to ask you lots of questions.
Great. Hope I have the answers.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's get started.
Okay,
then.
Kara's going to help me. And first, may I have some sugar, and we'll start off by proofing our yeast.
Okay.
Because we have to make sure that our yeast is going to be good. So may I have the sugar, please?
Now, when you're
you.
buying your yeast, Mary, what kind of yeast do you buy? The rapid rise? There's so many different kinds in the market, and I never know what to buy.
I use the standard. I use the Red Star yeast, and it comes vacuum sealed, and I buy it in volume because you can freeze it. You can actually put it in the freezer, and it'll stay a year.
Oh, and it won't kill it?
It will not kill it, no. I've used the same yeast for about 9 months, and it's still good.
So you buy that in the jar then?
Actually, it's a sack. It's like a bag, and they vacuum seal it so that it feels really hard, but when you break that seal, it becomes just this fluffy yeast, you know, like regular yeast. So it works real well.
And then you can freeze it after you've broken the seal.
Yes, I pour it in either jars, you know, like Kerr mason jars, and then put a tight seal on it and just put it in the freezer, and it'll stay and it won't get moist or anything. Yeah, so it's good to keep it that way.
Now you're doing what? We're doing what?
We're proofing the yeast to make sure that it's working, because yeast will die. Yeast is very temperamental, and if you put it in your metal, it's attracted to metal. So you never want to get any metal close to yeast. So when I make it, I put in the yeast and in the sugar, and generally what I do is just kind of swirl it so that it mixes with the sugar. This is a teaspoon of sugar and 1 tablespoon of yeast.
Is there a reason why you're mixing them together?
Well, because when you do this, and then I'll add the warm water, it will raise better if it's mixed. And actually, I'm going to use a toothpick to really mix it well. And Kara's going to give me the water. Thank you.
Now, how warm is your water? Is this tap water?
Yes, and it's 100 to 110 degrees.
Okay, can I just stick?
Yes, this is cooled off a little bit, but it should be.
That's okay.
Actually, if you think of it, when you put your fingers under the water, if you want to do it that way, or sometimes I use my
thermometer,
old antique thermometer, and if it gets to 110, I just put that under the tap water, and as soon as it reaches 110, then I go ahead and get some.
Okay.
And if you get it hot, it will kill the yeast. So anyway, we're going to pour this in, and then I'm going to stir it. You can see. You see how it's starting to mix up?
You're stirring it with a toothpick.
Yeah, so that see how it doesn't stick to there. And actually, you could swirl it if you want. It's not, you know.
Okay.
And
now this is very tricky. The art of making bread is tricky, I think, because I always kill my yeast.
Well, you're not going to after this, I promise.
Okay, all right.
So you're not going to get your water hotter than 110. And think of like if you're getting, you remember you give your baby a bath, you put in the elbow? Okay, then you just want to make sure that it's about that temperature, because that's about 100. And 100 will work real well.
Okay.
So then?
And the key too, do not use metal. And I use like a metal spoon.
I did once, and did it stick to it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you kind of lost half your yeast, and that'll kill it as well. So you want to make sure that you use either the toothpick. It isn't critical, but I like it because you really get the lumps out, see?
Oh, okay.
So,
All right.
Then you want to cover this and let this proof for about 5 to 10 minutes. And so you just cover it with, you can cover it with a paper towel or anything.
5 to 10 minutes, it's going to rise.
It's going to rise.
And do you need to set that in a warm place, or let's say it's cold, it's in, it's this time of year. What do I need to do? Where do I need to put it?
Oftentimes I turn my oven on first and kind of heat up the kitchen a little bit, because you're gonna, if you're in a hurry, when I make bread, I'm usually not in a hurry. So it will rise. It just takes, instead of 5 to 10, it'll take 10 to 20.
Oh, okay.
So it just cuts down time because it will rise faster.
Doesn't it have to be like sitting in the sun? Or?
Oh, no, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
just in a nice warm place in your kitchen. And you know, too, if you're worried about drafts, you can put it in your oven if you have no pilot light and just shut the door.
Okay.
So that would work real well. So we have,
Oh my.
this is really
This
big.
is the pre-risen.
This is proofed. This is what it needs to look like, and you can tell that it's come up way. This will
There
do
you
the same.
go. Okay.
So then what we want to do is we want to set that there for just a
I'm going
moment.
to time that. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay.
All
I
right,
need to
great.
see how long it takes to rise.
Now you want to get your big mixing bowl. I'm only making 2 loaves today. This recipe is actually for 4 loaves of bread.
Okay.
But I don't make 4 because that's too many for me.
So we're making 2 loaves.
2 loaves. So you want to add your milk. You want to put your milk either in the micro or on the stove and make it so it's hot but never boiling. Just
Okay.
you know, just make it so that it. Actually, what you want to do is melt the butter because you're going to add butter, and so.
Do you want me to melt that for you, or are we?
Well, this will be fine because it'll work. It just won't look the same.
Okay.
Yeah, but it'll
But
it'll
you
work.
can melt the butter.
Yes, as soon as
So
I
warm. Okay, so let's list the ingredients. We
All
have
right.
what?
starting with the yeast. Okay, we have a teaspoon of sugar,
Okay.
1 tablespoon of yeast.
Okay.
And if you don't buy it like I do, then use 2 packages of the yeast
Okay.
that come in those 3 packs. Use 2 of those.
And just use the regular, not the rapid rise.
Right. I don't
Okay.
use the rapid rise. It works. It works real well.
Okay.
And then a 1/4 cup of warm water.
Okay.
Okay. And then in here,
2 cups of milk.
2 cups of scalded milk
Scalded milk. Okay.
and 1 cube of butter, which is a 1/2 cup.
Okay.
And you want to put that in there. And if this was real hot, like it generally is at my house, it would melt the butter, but it doesn't need to be all the way melted. It's not necessary.
Okay.
You know. So.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm always concerned about is the temperature when you're making bread, but you're not that paranoid about it.
No, because
so-
see, this is separate from the yeast.
Right.
So as long as this isn't near the yeast, this milk can be real hot, and it won't
Uh-huh.
hurt it at all.
Okay.
Everybody gets their own method. This is not how my sister makes her bread, but this is how I make it. So even though it's her recipe.